You did it. You found it. The only place that will make you less cool. Welcome to Kick the Cool. If you were looking to be less cool, you found the proper place to do that.
You did it.
I'm America's big sister, Shishi.
I am your big little brother, Tone.
And I am the uncoolest of them all, little brother, Wopsle.
Oh, please.
Such a nerd. What a nerd. Did you hear the way he said that? What a nerd.
The data would show that I'm the least cool of us all.
Let me get out my slide rule and measure my coolness.
Slide cool.
Oh, that's a marketing branding opportunity. We need to make those.
Kick the cool slide rules.
Yeah.
That's genius. That just made us cooler.
Stop talking. Everybody be quiet for a minute.
I wish that I had washed my hands before I got on here because I ate an apple and now I'm all sticky. So,
you know, an apple's not that sticky of a fruit, but yet sometimes you eat one and you're just all sticky.
You're just all sticky. This one was very juicy. Yeah. I have a love-hate relationship with apples because they're okay tasting, but they're like, you have to open your mouth to chomp it. And then you have to get through the red part. And then you have to, it's a lot of trouble to eat.
I think the red part has a name.
The peel. Yeah, the peel.
I thought it was called the skin.
The skin, the peel. I say the peel. The rind.
The peel is an orange.
Well, it's an apple.
You don't peel. You definitely don't peel. Are you peeling? No wonder you hate apples.
Skill.
People peel apples.
Takes me a week to peel it before I can even take a bite.
Some people don't like the skin peel rind of an apple. And I realize some of the skin peel rinds are yellow or green or pink. Mine was red.
You know, this morning my son Coda wanted an apple, but I couldn't give him one because he did have a doctor's appointment this afternoon.
Oh.
You did not just.
Yeah.
So I had to not wait till tomorrow, bro.
I think your whole goal in this podcast is to make me be silent while I'm thinking about what you just said and then laugh after about 3 seconds of silence.
The time between punchline and laugh is a pretty good mark to me of how successful the joke was.
Right. I did something just then that I've never done on this podcast before. I went ahead and laughed and said, and I didn't even know what you were saying. I didn't even get it. I was like, okay, I don't get, okay.
Welcome to my world.
Right.
Every episode.
I do like apples, though.
Hey, I just have to say.
I like skin and all.
I ate an apple just a couple of days ago. I ate an apple for breakfast. I love to eat an apple for breakfast. Here's the thing. I love the taste of apples, man. I love it. And then but here's what happens. The juice runs all the way down my arm.
That's what I'm saying.
All over the place. So, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's sneaky. The juice is sneaky in an apple. Like you eat an orange, like you're leaning over the sink. Mm-hmm. You're like, you understand the relationship between you and this orange. Mm-hmm. But an apple, you're like, this guy's not going to juice down my arm.
It's a solid fruit.
He does.
If I squeeze it, it's weird juice is not going to come out of it. But yeah.
Right. There's no such thing as apple juice. Are you kidding me?
I know. Right? Come on.
But also, you said you don't like the skin. I think it's weird because I cut off the skin for my kids and give them the rest of the apples, but then I eat up them skins and love it.
Well, I used to do that because I didn't want to waste it, but I don't know. Maybe these are just extra tough skins. I don't know. But I'm eating them anyway because, I'm trying to lose weight. Trying to lose my COVID weight.
Well, wait. What kind of apples are there? You may be looking at pineapples because those are pretty tough on the outside, and you're not supposed to eat that skin.
A very popular fruit is the crayon apple. It might be a crayon apple.
Oh, could be
made of crayons.
There's also a possibility that it's a horse apple.
Apple.
Oh no!
Yes. But it tastes better than that. So I think it's just a regular apple.
Is it an apple fritter?
Oh God, there's no skin on an apple fritter.
What? What kind of fritters are you eating where there's no skin? There's a big bunch of fried skin up on that thing.
Yeah, I'd call it skin.
The whole thing is skin.
No, it's got like it doesn't have a.
It has a little glaze over it, I guess.
What are you eating today? Oh, I got some skin. Just all kinds of skin. I can't believe Siri said that there was something about apple juice. What? Like, what do you think? Like, do you also like think there's nut juice? You can't squeeze nuts and have juice come out of them.
What?
Apple juice, please. Oh, here's the baseball juice. I squeezed it.
Oop, careful. That's my suit jacket juice. From last time I wore my suit jacket. You can't just get juice out of anything. It's got to be juiceable. Apple juice.
Apple juice. Oh, my taxes juice.
That's juice for doing your taxes? No, it's juice from doing my taxes.
Right.
I don't want to know what that is.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think that's called sweat.
Or tears,
yeah, right.
maybe.
Nervous, yeah, tears.
Right.
You realize that this is everyone's favorite part of our podcast when you guys get going and I just sit and listen in dumb silence. That's fine.
Oh, I thought everyone's favorite part was when I said weird stuff and you guys just sat there in silence and never laughed. Like, wow, what's great is Wopsle has this delayed thing where it's like he tells a joke and then me and Sherry laugh like 3 seconds later and we go, oh, now I get it. I tell jokes and everybody refuses. And you guys are not having it.
We're like, we want a yes and, but you're not really giving us a lot to work with. So.
Right. Right. You're like, I would say yes and, but you're saying no the whole time.
Right,
So
you started with a no.
Right.
So what am I supposed to yes and that?
You guys don't know how fast my brain's working during all of this. And yet I get so little out of it. All right. Well, I am going to throw it to you, Tone. It's your turn to start our reviews. Help some folks.
I want to help so many people that I get hate mail. That's what's going to happen this episode. I'm going to get people that are like, you helped me too much.
How dare you?
I did not ask for that much help.
Well, I'm on the edge of my seat.
I'm waiting. I'm
ready
ready
for
to
this
hear how helpful you're going to be.
Well, that's why I was doing my joke thing, right? Where I tell a joke and then you guys are just silent.
Oh, that was a joke?
Oh, yeah. Taking it a little past no and.
No, and that wasn't a joke in the first place.
No and screw you.
I'm sorry. Go ahead and tell your joke again. I'll laugh this time.
This week I want to review dogs. Dogs.
I love dogs.
I want to review those doggos. Those little puppies.
Man, Puppies
Puppies.
are good dog. Puppies are good for everyone. So, I just got a new dog, so I guess we could probably post a picture of that maybe on social media stuff this week. But so I'm jazzed to be talking about these dogs. We lost a dog pretty tragically, but man, let's not talk about like losing a dog that means a lot to your family because that's rough stuff.
Right.
And so it took us a long time to get ready to have another dog.
Yeah.
Like it's been like 6.5 years. And so we finally felt ready. And we got this new dog. It's the greatest dog. So fun. Sharpest little teeth, the doggy breath, always just all up in my face about it. Pooping and peeing all over the house. And I'm loving every minute of it.
Yeah, I have to confess something. I feel bad, but I hate puppies. They are,
Ooh.
I know. And now I'm going to get hate mail. Tony's helping too many people and I hate puppies. So that's hate mail right there.
You must hate babies too, because I don't understand How do you hate puppies?
Because they're too chaotic. They're just like everywhere and they're just pooping and peeing everywhere and they're chewing and they're just blah. And I'm done with puppies. I probably will never have another puppy in my life. I like having an adult dog.
Yeah.
I like my adult dog.
I get that. I totally get that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got too much to do, man. I ain't got time.
Yeah.
For no puppy.
Playing with a puppy? Get out of town. Oh my goodness, it's the best.
My dog is just as playful.
Well, there's something about that chaos that I do like. I like the chaos of a puppy. I like that. Listen, no dogs get zoomies like puppies do, where they just like running so fast and super low to the ground. Them zoomies, so good. That's kind of a puppy thing, but we're not rating puppies. We're rating dogs. So
that's true.
We don't have to hone in on puppies.
Well, real quick, I did want to mention that one of my favorite things about your new doggo is the name. I love the name.
Well, let me tell you why we ended up with this dog and this name. So we have a local shelter here that we like, and they always assign a category to a litter that they get from a rescue dog. So it'll be like Harry Potter litter. So it's like, now you've got Hermione and Ron and Harry and Voldemort and all that kind of stuff. They had a litter of half Jack Russell, half Chihuahuas. So it's just basically a small Jack Russell Terrier. And they decided to name all of this litter animals. So they had a monkey and a chicken and there was some kind of sloth or something, or like a meerkat something. And then in that litter, they had one named Dragon. We were like,
animal litter.
Do they think dragons are animals? And so that's the one that we picked, and we kept his name Dragon because of the absurdity of it.
Why wouldn't you?
We thought it was so funny.
Yeah.
So we got the dragon out of the animal litter. Yeah.
Well, maybe they meant to say Komodo dragon, and they just forgot the Komodo part.
Right.
Probably not.
Probably not.
Maybe, yeah, might be short for it. Well, and he's all black, so he kind of looks like Toothless from How to Train Your Dragon.
Right.
So I was like, oh, well, maybe that was kind of part of it. But again, they just called him Dragon and with no explanation. So
yeah, these are named after zoo animals. This is Pegasus. This is.
I think
this is Frankenstein.
Dragon is a barnyard animal.
Hold on, Wopsle, hold on.
Oh, what did he say?
Pegasus in lore is an actual animal. Okay, you can't be like airplane.
I'm going to get hate mail because people are going to think I'm calling Frankenstein an animal. I'm not trying to do that.
Hold on. Are you talking about Dr. Frankenstein or his monster?
I don't think either one of them is animals, but I think they're both good names for a dog.
Frankenstein.
I'm trying to think of mythical creatures, and the next one I came up with, other than Pegasus, was Frankenstein.
Ooh,
so what is your... Oh, go ahead,
I was just going to say Minotaur. Minotaur is a pretty cool name.
Oh, I like Minotaur. That's a great name. Especially for a really little, like, weak puppy. That's hilarious.
No, wait. Now, is a Minotaur an animal?
No.
It's half man, half animal.
No.
It's half man. Oh, yeah. It's an animal. Oh, no. That's actually a really good question. It is a humanoid. Yeah. It's a humanoid in Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, I don't think you can go animal on that one.
No. Not any more than you can Frankenstein. Now, what's the funnest thing to do with a dog? What, in your opinion, you are going to have the best time with this dog? What are you going to do, Wopsle?
Man, for me, it's easy. It's fetch, especially fetch where like water's involved. Like throwing a ball in the water, dog jumps in the water, gets it. Or like off the end of a dock, or catching a frisbee, fetch. Mm-hmm. I love fetch.
Yeah, that's a good answer.
Fetch is great, man. Yeah. Is there a right answer on this one, Tone? Do you have one that's the right answer?
I think you actually nailed it. I think you got it right out of the box. So, Cece, what about you? What are you doing when you're having the most fun possible with your dog? Or with a dog, any dog?
Okay, well, I think it depends on the dog, really, because, I mean, there are different sizes are better at different things. But I always, whenever I'm playing fetch, I don't want to touch the ball after the dog has had it in its mouth a few
Some
times.
dogs.
So that's when you get one of those little thrower things.
Yeah.
There are times where fetch is the grossest game you could possibly play in the world.
But I really like it when Daisy's a half Chihuahua, half Dachshund, and she just goes berserk when she's hiding under a blanket and we start grabbing her through the blanket, and she will just go insane. It's hilarious. She loves it.
I love that.
Yeah. So anytime my dog just goes insane, that's basically, yeah.
Well, so our mom and her husband, they have 3 dogs. And one of the things that those dogs love is when they make the bed and they put the sheet on and the dogs run and jump under the sheet and then they freak out under the fitted sheet.
Yeah. Oh, so you don't get your bed made very fast that way.
No.
It's funny. They got up there because it was fitted sheet time.
Right.
And they get stuck in it. And they're like, wow, what's going on?
This is amazing.
You knew it was coming.
Yeah.
I'm so scared. Why do I keep doing this to myself? Every time I think, don't do it. Don't do it. My favorite thing, without a doubt, hands down, is a laser pointer. Oh my goodness, I will run a dog until they are exhausted with a laser pointer. And I don't know why it's that fun, actually, because I don't know.
Because you're in control and the dog loves it. But the thing is, okay, so we used to do that with Daisy a lot. And then we realized that every time we did that, she would go and start like chewing the paint off the walls and the licking the floor in the same spot over and over and over again. It would just like totally kick in her OCD, and she couldn't handle it. She was too stimulated and she had to go lick the floor to calm herself down. So we quit doing that.
That's the weirdest thing I've ever heard.
Sounds like some good stuff.
Right.
That's like,
yeah. There's a place where she has peeled the not just the paint but the drywall off, so she's down to the chalk part of the drywall in this one spot. So
wow.
I know what I'm bringing to Thanksgiving or Christmas.
Well, we have one in there, and when she sees it, if she even sees it, she starts she's like, yeah, she knows exactly. We haven't had that thing out in years, and the other day I took it out just to move it someplace, and she freaked out.
I love it. All right. Well, I think it's time. Did you have anything else, Wopsle?
Yeah, I was going to say, I think that we're pretty good dog owners. Like, we love very, very well, where Snuggle is. We let the dog sleep up in the bed with us. Like, we kind of break all the good, crate training puppy rules. So we're a very loving family. But, like, we as family don't love going on walks. Therefore, we don't really walk our dog, because that would mean that, like, we have to walk, right? So we play in the backyard, but we don't go on a lot of walks, and we don't, again, like, we have a crate because we believe in crate training, but we don't really ever put the dog in there at all for any reason whatsoever.
You just can't do it.
So I love a dog with tricks. I love a dog that can roll over, but even fetch. I've never taught a dog to fetch, so I've never had a dog that can do that. But so how are you guys with training? Have you guys ever had any luck with making a dog do the things that you're supposed to make a dog do?
Well, this Daisy is perfect. She very rarely goes to the bathroom in the house. She's about 10 years old, but she knows what we're saying. She knows the kids' names. She knows, she's one of the family, and she knows what we're saying. So she's been very, very easy. Now I have had dogs that I couldn't train no matter what I did. And that was very frustrating. But Daisy's great.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You talking about your dog knowing stuff. I had a friend one time who had their family had a dog, and they would just send him out of the room to go get any toy. And his name was Shadow. So they'd be like, Shadow, go get that blue octopus. And he would straight up go get it. And he could do that with like 20 different toys. Yeah. And I was watching this and I was like, are my dogs stupid or am I stupid?
Right.
Am I the problem, or have I just always had a bad batch of dogs? Because Shadow's brilliant.
I saw an OETA special, that PBS special, I think it was, where this dog had over 1,500 toys. And you could literally tell it to go get any toy and it would go and get the correct toy. And then they put a toy in that the dog had never seen before. And they said, go get like Lightning. And there was no toy named Lightning. And the dog looked at him like, dude, no. What are you talking about? And then they were insistent. Of course, they were like, go get Lightning. And so the dog ran around behind the couch where all the toys were laying, and then came back around with nothing and was like, shrugged his shoulders. And then, so
Yeah.
so then he eventually, after they said it enough times, he came back with Lightning, and he had never seen the toy before. He just knew out of 1,500 toys, there was one new one that had to be Lightning. He deduced that.
Wow.
That's almost scary.
Goodness.
Yeah, my 7-year-old couldn't do that, and she's a human, and I can't imagine a dog doing that.
I couldn't remember the name of 10 toys right now. Like, literally, if I had 10, I'd be like, I don't remember what that one's called.
I bet you could.
Well, Wopsle, what do you rate dogs?
I'm going to rate dogs bow wow. Like, that's what I think about dogs. They are bow wow.
Bow wow.
Wow.
Oh, is that like you're taking a bow?
Yes.
And you're saying wow.
No, dogs say bow wow. They're always saying bow wow to us. I'm finally returning the favor and saying bow wow to them.
Aw. That's so sweet.
Should we do a thing where we all say a dog noise as our rating?
What other? Oh, sure.
Okay, good, because that'll make mine less bad.
I can only think of one other sound they do.
Me too.
Toad, you've done this to yourself.
I did it to
This
myself.
was your idea.
Okay. Well, let me think about this.
I got one. Go ahead, see. I got one.
What if it's the one I'm gonna do?
I have two.
Okay.
Oh.
Ooh. Shizi, what do you rate dogs?
I rate dogs a howl.
I think
Oh.
Sorry, was that a wolf?
he said a howl.
That's the worst rating I've ever heard.
Aren't you glad you didn't use it now?
That's like if I would have said, Shishi, what do you rate water? And you would have said, instead of gurgling that water, you would have said, gargle, gargle, gargle.
Well, Wopsle didn't bark, so I thought I would be consistent with just saying the word. And I'm glad I did. Because I always like it when you guys about choke to death on your own laughter. That's pretty funny.
Oh, man.
Thank you for that, sis. Thank you,
That's
sister.
great.
I took one for the team.
You did. Well, now, I can't even follow that.
Well, yeah, you can.
What do you do?
It will be easy.
Which way do I go? So I'm trying to figure out whether I'm going to
follow your heart,
follow my
Tone.
heart. Trying to figure out whether I should rate it bark bark or whether I should... I'm gonna rate dogs rough because they are rough.
Oh, they are. You ain't lying, man.
You can mess a dog up, dude. You can just tackle them. You can like body slam them, and they're fine. They're like, yeah.
And they'll sniff your cancer and send you to the doctor. Also, so there's There you go.
So that's rough. That's pretty rough.
Take that out.
That's really rough. Wow. Oh my, this podcast is off the rails.
They're amazing. They can sniff your kids.
Is that a perk?
Yes. Every time Daisy snuggles up to me, I wonder if I have cancer.
Have you trained your dog? Yeah, well, yeah, definitely. I've trained her quite a bit. Oh, can she fetch or shake? No, she just sniffs cancer.
She just smells cancer.
She smells my cancer. That's all she does is smell my cancer. And I say it to her. I'm like, hey, smell my cancer. Hey, dog, smell my cancer.
Can we start over with the ratings?
Hey, kids, sorry to bug you at college, but I wanted to let you know I got good news and bad news. Good news is our dog can smell cancer.
And just leave it at that.
So you might want to make some time to come home.
Oh, man.
Oh, no.
Okay.
I'm tired.
I know. Let's just be done. Okay, that was great. Let's go on to Wopsle. Wopsle, what do you have to review for us today?
You know, I think I've finally got a review that's going to help a lot of people.
Finally.
And that review, the one that we will be giving our skewed take on, is waiting. Waiting.
I thought the review was going to be figuring out what you're going to say next. That's my review topic.
I was scrolling through Google. It's waiting. I want to talk about waiting. She like when something's going to happen, but you have to wait for it. WAITING. Waiting. What is your take on waiting?
Well, I feel like I've gotten pretty good at it. I hated waiting when I was a kid, but as you get older and now we have phones. So if you're waiting in line, you got your phone, it's no problem. You're just playing Merge Dragons and then it's your turn. And then, but waiting for
you're like, ooh, this line is 2 hours long. Sweet. Yes.
Merge Dragons guilt free. So, but as far as like waiting for a package or whatever, I don't know. It's like, I just put it out of my mind now. And then when it comes, I'm excited.
So like it's almost like passive waiting. You're having to wait, but you're not like thinking about it.
Right. Yes.
Sounds like a good skill I need to learn that I have never considered, but.
Right.
Tone, what's your take on waiting? How do you feel about waiting for things?
You know what's weird? I've never actually thought about this. I don't know. Let me think about it. Okay. How about this? Waiting on dinner, right? Like it's cooking and it's in the oven or in the microwave or whatever. And those are two very different waits. When you have the 3-minute wait for the burritos, or you have the 2-hour wait for the roast or whatever. I don't know how to cook. So anyway.
Throwing out kitchen-y sounding things.
Right. Do you cook a roast for 2 hours?
I don't know.
Are you asking?
I don't know either.
We don't know.
Yes.
We don't
you
cook.
guys don't know?
I think it's
know.
It depends on how big it is. So you have to go off the pounds. You could cook it for 2 hours.
A 20-pound roast.
A 20-pound roast.
It looks like a brontosaurus rib.
Did you get a mammoth roast?
Yeah.
It's a real Flintstone situation. How long do you have to cook a roast? Triceratops roast.
On a hot rock.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty bad at waiting. I think it's like you said, I wait not very good. Like if I'm waiting on a package, did you know that there's some packages now that you can not only like track it to see the last scan, but you can see the truck?
Ooh.
Oh no.
On your GPS.
I don't want that.
And so the other day I was checking and it was like 8 stops away. And I was like, sweet, this package is about to get here. And then like I watched it and it took it about 35 minutes to do those
You
8
watched
stops.
it the whole time?
And I just stared at my phone like it's about to be here. But like I couldn't just wait for it. I didn't even go get I didn't need the package. It was fuses. It was like little fuses for something. But I was just like, I couldn't wait. And I feel like the world is making us worse at waiting, right? We never have to wait anymore.
Well, and part of it, what I end up doing when I'm waiting is I check too often. I check right,
Yeah.
like I check the update too often. If it's in the microwave, I glance in there. I look at the timer. I'm constantly looking back at the timer. Where are we at? Okay, we got 45 seconds. Oh, now we got 20 seconds. You know, like I'm always, and if I'm on on an app on my phone, I'm looking to see. Oh, where's it at now? Okay, it's in Newark. Why?
Mm-hmm.
Why do I care?
It's not going to change it, but you got to keep checking. Exactly.
If someone is late, that waiting is awful because I'm like, am I at the right place? And did I get the time right? Do they hate my guts now? Maybe I'm just freaking out about nothing. Maybe, you know.
And maybe they don't care enough to be on time.
Maybe I'm stupid and I was, you know, any number of things. So so if I'm waiting for someone else, that's torture.
That's like the Tony, what's your most hard thing to wait for?
Whenever I get the notification from Amazon that says your package should arrive by 8 p.m. on Thursday, I don't have a problem with it until Thursday, because at some point today it's going to show up, and I have so my whole day I'm trying to plan my day, and that couch cover, when's it going to show up? It's going to change my whole thing.
Yes, that's too big of a window.
Right.
We've got to get science to a place where that window can shrink down. Give me like an hour or two. That'd be so much better.
Hey guys, I do have one thing about waiting that's this is kind of a branch out, but I really need an answer to this. And I think that everyone out there wants to know, why is waiting tables called waiting?
Because you are actually not waiting at all. You're coming up and you're the opposite of waiting.
The people at the tables are waiting.
Can you imagine if a waiter actually did what his name is and just stood there? You're like, dude, we're not ready. Oh, okay.
Hey, but think about in the olden times when that's what they did. They just stood behind the table at the rich people's table and they waited for them to meet them. There you go. Problem solved.
And so they called them waiters because they were waiting beside the table.
Right. That's what I say.
That's what you're suggesting.
That's what I say. Is that so far off?
I think so. It sounds like it to me.
No, it sounds like it makes perfect sense, but here's the problem. You don't know what people used to do. You're making that up.
I've watched Downton Abbey.
Oh, you do know.
Hello.
Okay, hello then. We got an expert on our hands, everybody.
Now we know. Wow, you want to help people? Start talking about Downton Abbey.
There you go. I should review that one.
I was thinking about if you were at the restaurant and you were like, "Hey, can I get a refill?" He goes, "Oh no, I'm sorry, I'm just your waiter." You're right. Yeah, your server's coming. They're going to be here in just a minute. But I don't do that. I'm just a waiter.
Not in my job description. Not in my job description, buddy.
My job description is one line. Nay, one word. Wait.
Purposeless.
All right,
waiting.
Oh man. Yeah, that's a good question, Tone. That's a good question. I don't know. Well, I hope we've given some good advice and helped some people waiting and know how to do it better. This might be the least helpful review we've ever given.
We haven't been very helpful so far.
We want to, I think we should rate waiting nonetheless. So Shishi, what do you rate waiting?
Okay, well, we were talking about cooking, and that made me think about the best sound in the world when you're cooking is when the microwave says ding. So my rating is ding.
Ooh, yes.
That is a beautiful moment.
That is yeah. Yeah, we didn't really talk too much about cooking, but the waiting during cooking is excruciating.
Interminable.
There's literally like the first meme, I think, was a watched pot never boils, right?
Mm-hmm.
They were making memes before memes were cool about waiting in the kitchen.
Yep.
Yeah, good call, She. Good call, She. Tone, what do you rate waiting?
I rate waiting the number 4 and then the word Guffman.
Oh,
Yay! I love that movie. I did it! Yay! I rated it. I just helped so many people.
People are like, oh, now I get it.
Oh.
Waiting. Oh, man.
Here comes the hate mail.
Okay, well, I am going to rate waiting 3 late Amazon packages. What about when you wait till 8 and it doesn't show up and they're like, whoops, tomorrow. Just waited all day for nothing.
Wow, that is a really low rating.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Okay, well, I am the last in line today, and I would like to bring a listener submission to the table today. And this one, surprise, guys, this one was submitted by our stepdad, Tom. So
Yes,
I know, right?
Tom.
Go, Tom. So he suggested that we review worms. So we're going to review worms.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
I
Tony,
mean, that's a great idea.
give me your first impression of worms.
The first thing I think of when you say worms is dragging your butt across the carpet.
Oh, no.
I know.
Actually, on that note, before Wopsle gives his take, I just want to let you know that Mom did say, when Tom said that, Mom said, like the ones in your hiney? So.
No.
Well, she was trying to differentiate. Like, are you talking about parasites? Or are you talking about? Yes, that's what.
No. She wasn't asking that though. She wasn't asking, "Hey Tom, are you talking about parasites?" She was asking, "Tom, are you talking about your parasites?"
No, she did. That's not what she meant. That's not what she meant.
The ones in your hiding?
Yeah, I may have misquoted. I may have misquoted.
Because there's a big difference between the ones in one's hiney.
Yes.
And the ones in your hiney.
I think she meant your in a general way.
Okay.
Yeah. In your hiney.
Not the ones in my
Not in your hiney, Tom, but in your hiney.
No. Tom, are you talking about those worms in your butt? I just created work for myself because I have to cut that out of our podcast.
Okay, Wopsle, what is your
why? Oh. Listen, when you hear a word, like you kind of have a choice with what to think about. Mm-hmm. And worms themselves are kind of cool, right? They're kind of slippery and slimy. I kind of like worms. Why would you choose to not go with the animal of a worm, and why would you go with the parasite? That's the worst possible thing.
I don't have that choice.
I
think you're totally we're completely different on that then, because when I tell you what my first thought is, I'm being honest. The first thing that happened when Sherry said worms is I thought about a dog dragging his butt. It was actually across the yard.
Because that's the funniest thing. I think our brains go immediately to the funniest thing. That's what I think.
Okay, maybe so. Well, we have got a great a great backyard for worms around here. So we're dealing with worms pretty often, like big old fat, juicy worms. And Jovi, my 7-year-old, she is a bug and critter getter. She loves all animals and bugs and stuff. So we just go, I'll just take a shovel out of the backyard. We'll just dig up and start going through finding worms.
Oh, that's cool.
Picking them up, like letting them crawl up and down arms and hands and stuff. So it may be that I interact with regular worms quite regularly, but man, yeah, we've got some big old worms around here. It's awesome.
That sounds like the best time. Well, and of course, when
much better than dragging your butt across the yard.
But you know what? Sometimes their butts just itch, and it's not worms. You know,
that's true. That's true. Sometimes my butt just itches,
do
it's
that?
Not worms.
I think that would be really. I think we covered that in the Bust a Move review. So
that's what I was about to say.
Yeah. All right. None of these things just pop up in every post, in every episode. Okay, well, whenever I think of worms, I think of earthworms first, because of our, we all know that back in the day, we grew earthworms. We had a worm farm, and the worms lived under the rabbit
planted
cage.
The seeds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
tilled the soil, planted the worm
that's
seeds.
That's right. We planted them, and then they grew and they wiggled out. Anyway, so the fertilizer, shall we say, that came down from the rabbits was great worm food. So you didn't even have to worry about them like burrowing down into the ground and leaving, because they liked it there so much from all the rabbit food that piled down on top of them. So anyway, I don't remember their names though. Like we had several varieties. I mean, one was a night crawler.
Mine was Bart.
Yeah.
Mine was named Bart.
Bart the worm.
Bart the worm. I'm sure we had pet worms for real. So, but yeah, I love creepy crawlies too. I think that Jovi and I need to go out and do creepy crawly stuff together.
Yeah. I'm telling you, I tell you all the time. She reminds me of you so much.
Really?
Like I remember how much you were always about the animals and the creepy crawlies, and I mean, I'm telling you, so many times our new dog Dragon has bitten the crap out of Jovi, and her hand is bleeding, and she doesn't even take a step back. She's just like, dogs be dogging, pups be pupping. That's part of it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, can I tell you guys a quick story about growing worms? Because one time I was at Ken's Pizza with just me and Rick and Cynthia, who is our cousin.
Shout out, Cyn.
Cynthia.
What's up, Cindy?
We were eating a salad there. Like every pizza place has a good salad bar. We were eating a salad and she had bacon bits on there. And I was like, can I try one? And I tried it. It tasted really good. I was like, that's awesome. And she just with no hesitation dropped. She said, well, we know what those are. She said, yeah, they're called bacon bits, but these are actually made out of worms. And I said, what? And she said, yeah, look at it. They just take a worm and they dry it out and then break it up.
Oh my gosh.
And that's what bacon bits is. And I was like, she was like, think about it. That doesn't, like, bacon's kind of chewy. Bacon bits aren't chewy at all. And I was like, you're right. She said, because it's straight up dried worms.
Oh my gosh.
I was on that train for about 20 years. I thought bacon bits were dried up worms. And we had a worm farm, so it like made sense. Yes,
right.
People definitely farm worms.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So like shout out to you, Cynthia. Yeah. You got me on that one.
Well, you don't know, they might have included worms in there.
Those
I mean,
right.
Now, one key ingredient in that story is Wopsle. How old were you?
Probably, I'm a 4, 5, 6, maybe.
Okay, that's way better. Yeah. If you were like 16, you were like, oh, really? Okay.
Oh. But it was so ingrained in me. I definitely believed it at 16, without a doubt. I believe that.
Oh gosh, that was one of those things, huh? Well,
because it's obvious that it's not bacon, right? Like, so if it's not, it's got to be something other than bacon. Worms it is.
So I am wondering if you guys remember the book, How to Eat Fried Worms, because that was a very important children's book. And then it was made into a TV movie or something. Do you remember that?
That is my favorite book from growing up. It's my number one favorite book from growing up.
I thought I remembered you liking that. Did you ever try to eat a worm? Either one of you?
No, that's not my style. Tone?
Never.
I feel like little Joe ate worm.
I've seen Little Joe eat things that I can't even talk about on this podcast. So I would say, based on what I've seen him eat, I know for a fact he ate worms, because that would be like breakfast cereal compared to what.
Or at least all the things he eaten, a worm must have slipped in there a time or two.
just accidentally.
Yeah.
Well, I have to say that if I were to eat a worm, the part that would bother me is if I couldn't get all the dirt off of the worm. Like if it was a totally washed off, clean worm, I might be able to swallow that whole. But if there was any dirt on it, I couldn't.
I was going to say, I think that the part that would really end up bothering you the most is when you squished it between your teeth and its guts jumped out onto your tongue.
I would not chew it. I might fry it. I mean, that might be okay. Anyway, they have a lot of protein.
Fried worm, yeah.
I would eat a fried worm.
Yeah, we should try that.
Yeah.
I have lots of worms in my backyard. We should all try it and see what happens. Ugh, no, never mind. Never mind.
In that book,
I changed my mind.
In that book, he ends up, frying it, and he puts ketchup and stuff on it. And the book, he says it never makes it taste any better, but he at least does try to do all kinds of stuff. But at the end of the day, eating a worm is going to be eating a worm.
Yeah.
No matter how you
Well, and think
it.
about this. Like, I want to do it humanely, but you can't kill a worm. Like, if you cut a worm in half, it'll just slither off in two different directions.
That's just two
Right.
worms.
It's just two worms now, and it'll regenerate.
Yeah, when you try to kill a worm, you're actually increasing the worm population. So you're
Yeah.
You could never win.
No. That's one reason I can't fish with worms anymore, is because I just can't. Like, I know they're worms and they probably don't feel pain. I don't know. Do they? But I just can't. Ugh.
I think most people say they don't feel pain, but when you put that hook
They
through them, they sure
certainly
squirm.
don't
Exactly.
like it.
Mhm.
Exactly.
When you set them on fire, they definitely don't like it.
They seem not to.
Wait.
I think they might just be dancing.
They're like, this club is
This is a fire.
This is fire.
So,
yeah, I also love those worms in the windowsill on Sesame Street.
oh,
Mhm.
yes.
Those
Yeah.
worms are great. I feel like they were a
Yes.
big part of my childhood.
Yeah. And I guess also the worms, what are they called? They're like little slithery, they're made up, they look like pipe cleaners, but they're like fluffier than that. And they kind of slither, they have a string on them and it makes it look like they're moving. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, I know what
I
you're
don't
talking
remember what
about.
they're called, but Maggie bought a bunch of them to hang up in her room. So she just has those hanging up everywhere. So,
Guys,
Yeah, those are cool.
how about gummy worms?
oh, gummy worms. I hate those things.
That's what?
Oh wow.
I was certain there's not a human being that hates gummy
I
worms.
don't like gummies, man.
Man, gummy worms
Ooh.
are so good.
They're
Tone.
so
They
good.
taste okay. If I suck on them and don't try to chew them,
Man.
I'm okay. But the texture, I just can't do the texture.
I'm going to get some gummy worms soon as we get off this show.
And if they're sour, forget
I've got
it.
some. Oh, I was about to say I've got some sour bright crawlers downstairs right now
Oh wow.
that I will be eating when we get done with this.
Okay, well, let's wrap it up. Thanks, Tom, for the suggestion. It was really fun to talk about
Thanks, Tom.
worms.
Thank you, Tom.
So, Tone, I would like to get your rating for worms now, please.
I'm going to rate worms 4 scoots across the yard on your butt.
Because of your
4
hiney?
of them.
You go all now. That means
You're talking about
Sorry.
the ones in your hiney?
We love
in
you, Mom.
one's hiney. Thank you very much.
Do Tom, do you mean the worms that are in one's hiney? Not your hiney.
Not your. I don't mean to imply your honey. And now, I want to make it very clear, in order to help as many people as
Oh man, I can't wait to hear it.
No, it's not very good. I just want to make it very clear. The East Scoot is one all the way across the yard. Okay, so all the way 4 of those.
Wow.
So it's not like it's not a dog doing like 4 scooches in a row.
Exactly.
But it's the entire scooch.
I have a big yard, so that's a lot of scoots.
So I'm doing it again. Is that a high rating or a low rating?
Mm-hmm. That's why I didn't say that's a good or a bad rating.
Right. It's a lot of bad stuff. So
and I think your point of distinction is important, but I still don't know if it's good or bad.
Right.
Exactly.
But that is an important distinction.
Yes, it is. Okay, Wopsle, what do you rate worms?
You know, I think I'm going to rate worms and dirt, which is the best way to eat gummy worms.
Oh.
Whenever you crush up the Oreos and the chocolate pudding and the gummy worms. Worms and dirt.
That sounds amazing. I've never had that.
You got to get some worms and dirt, man.
I want it.
So good.
Gross.
Yeah. I'm rating it worms and you know what? I'm rating it 5 worms and dirts.
Oh gosh.
5s and 5s. 5 out of 5
nice.
worms and dirts.
Okay. Well, I have sort of a long rating, but whenever I hear the word worms, I really think about this. And I don't know how the song goes because we always just spoke it. And I'm probably saying it wrong. But it's nobody likes me. Everybody hates me. I'm going to eat some worms. Big, fat, juicy ones. Long, chewy, skinny ones. I'm going to eat some worms. That's what I rate it.
That's a good rating.
Down goes the first one. Down goes the second one. Oh, how they wiggle and squirm.
Oh, man, I didn't know that you knew the tune to it.
Oh. I know the tune.
Awesome.
It's a great one. I'll tell you after the podcast.
Okay. Good deal.
That's a great tune. Great song.
Well, that's going to do it for us this week, guys. I had a lot of fun with you today.
Yeah, hey, thanks again, Tom, for your suggestion. We really do love to hear what you guys want us to review. We usually have the best reviews that way. So if you've got something for us to review, send it to us at reviews@kick.cool, and yours might be the next review on our show.
Wow, just imagine. Hey, I want to thank Tom, too. Thanks, Tom. We love you, man.
Put that on your resume.
Right.
Oh, goodness.
I mean, hey, now you're in show business, just like that.
I wouldn't put this podcast on my resume. So, trying to get people in trouble? I'm kidding.
I want to give a huge thank you to the band Bugs, Buggs, for letting us use the song Reviews as our theme song. Thank you, Bugs.
Thanks, Bugs.
Thank you,
You're the
Bugs.
best.
And I would like to invite everyone to come and follow us on social media. We're pretty busy on Facebook, but Instagram and Twitter's there too. So we're going to see you next week. Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.
Love you.
No, yeah, pirate says, I got worms in me booty.
That was the best joke of the whole podcast. Right there. That is it.